Hey there, people of the internet! My name is Sivana, and welcome to my studio. We're doing another gem design because they're my most recent obsession. This time I'm doing Bloodstone, which was another option in the poll, so I'm just gonna go through all of those before I do another poll. I've also been working on the first draft for the comic, which I will be posting on my Patreon, so if you're interested in that, you can follow the link in the description. Now let's just get into the drawing. First off, I have the base sketch, and I thought about doing a back shot to show off the gem, but it doesn't stay in the final just because I thought it was kind of weird and out of place the way it was floating there. I do want to do more like concept art for all of them to show them at different angles, with different emotions, different poses, how they use their weapon or their power, all that good stuff, which I will also be putting on my Patreon once I, do it. Bloodstone was based off of my friend Shannon, who chose this as her gemsona. She told me how she wanted it to look, the outfit to wear, the gem placement and the shape, and the weapon that she wanted Bloodstone to have. I did this with a couple of other friends just because it's so fun to bounce ideas off of each other. Her gem shape eventually changes to be more like a droplet of blood, and I made her look like a vampire because blood. Her weapon is a switchblade, which I had to look up a few references to figure out how people even hold it. I'm also starting to brainstorm how the different planets of gems use their magic or how it manifests. Bloodstone is from Volak, the volcano planet, but she has decided to live on Xoldas because she just really vibed with everyone there. I'm thinking I want Volak gems to have to make their weapons rather than summon them. I think with their industrial and inventive society that a smith with a forge in a lava pool would be really dope, like bismuth. But it's not like they don't have magical abilities, they just manifest differently. On Xoldas, they are able to solidify their magical energy into weapons. And then Buren gems mostly do water stuff, so they don't really need weapons, but sometimes the guards or the soldiers or whatever will have spears made out of shells and stuff. I haven't thought too much about what I want Bloodstone's power to be, other than right now. I wanted it to be maybe something to do with blood because, vampire. But gems don't really have blood, not really. So maybe she can just manipulate the essence inside someone, kind of like bloodbending from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And maybe she needs to drain essence from living things to use as sustenance like a vampire does with blood. I also gave her nails because they just really fit the aesthetic, but gems don't normally have nails, though some do have claws. And I styled her makeup after what Shannon would do with her eyes, and it just looks super pretty. I finished Bloodstone right after Jade, and I was like, oh, their gemstones are kind of in the same place and the same shape, they're just inverted. So their fusion would have a little hourglass sort of gemstone on the back, and I think that will be super cool. I've also been doing this thing, which I'm sure you've seen in the other videos, where I'm coloring and rendering the gemstones separately, wherever it may appear on their bodies. So with Zoltanite's on her shoulder, Cobalt's on her forehead, Snowflake's on her stomach, where I put them on their own layer separately, and I render them, and then I just blow them up. I just size them to make them bigger to see all of the little details. So that's what I'm doing here. You've seen it, but now I'm explaining it. I also put some redness on her skin to allude to how the Bloodstones have red splotches on them, and it kind of makes her look like she has scuffed up knees, but it's still cool because she's so punk. I do end up changing her skin color in the final though, because the green reminds me too much of Muscle Man from regular show, so I change it to a paler gray to, really lean into the vampire thing. Also, dude, I have to gush about myself real quick. I love how I did this leather skirt. I love how it turned out. Oh, and the boots. I've been practicing how to do shine and texture, and it just looks so good to me. It's my favorite part. I just want to do that with everything. I also made her skin really shiny. I think I'm just gonna do that with most of the gems because they're solid gemstone. I don't really know how I'm gonna make that work yet because when they get injured, they have cracks on them, and I do kind of want them to bleed, but maybe they just bleed out magical sparkly dust or something, liquid glitter. I'm also looking up some facts about Bloodstone, and apparently its scientific name is heliotrope, and it's kind of a mixture of quartz that is mostly found in jasper, sometimes chalcedony. The classic Bloodstone is translucent, opaque green chalcedony and red jasper that contains inclusions of hematite. The red jasper may resemble spots of blood, hence the name Bloodstone. Just some little factoids to pad out the runtime. But yeah, here is Bloodstone, nicknamed Miss Blood or simply Blood, sometimes Boo. She's sassy and fierce and likes to fight. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and like my gemsonas. There will be more, but I will also continue to include all of my Minichi drawings and D&D stuff. This is just my current obsession. Leave a like if you liked this video, share it with your friends who are into Steven Universe-based stuff, or crystals in general. Comment down below what you liked about it, or if you just want to chat with me. Subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already, and go check out my Patreon for some exclusive content. As always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.